Hello and welcome to part 2 of episode 12 on the OEB Let's Play series on Oldbrook. Now, here we go. The great demand is upon us. Well, it will be as soon as we fast forward time. This is a separate audio recording, narrating over the top, because this is still the episodes that are screwed up with the OBS noise gate. So yeah, I'm just going to commentate as best I can on what was going on. Try and remember where we were at. But yeah, everybody's lined up at the freight yard. Like I said, I've got the telehandlers up here. It's all gone very well. We're just ready to hammer it now and bring in the money. It's all about the money this episode, just to see what these great demands are capable of when we max it out. But there is a little cosplay cock-up coming up. And a stranger behaviour as well. I think it's to do with this sell point being on a ramp and not on the ground itself. But some of the vehicles will tip, the telehandlers namely, and the rest don't. I think maybe one of the tractors does. Ooh, here we go, here we go. There's the potatoes. Just pick it up a little more. Be brave. Yeah, I decided to fine tune it by turning it to 120. It just come up soon. Promise. I did have a go at trying to get all the tractors to. There we go. Slow the time down so we don't lose the great demand after waiting this long. Now, I did have a go at starting all the vehicles and the traffic collisions just disappeared. I'm presuming it's because they were so close together to start off with. But yeah, they just ran into each other. This one could have been a lot worse, because he got quite a bit of traction and lifted the trailer clean off the floor. As you'll be able to see here, it doesn't tip, which is a shame. But he actually shoots the tip point, escapes, and when I try and stop him, I end up losing the trailer and getting pushed down the ramp by it. Oops. Not my finest hour. So we have to back it up a little bit, tip, and watch the money start to come in. If I remember rightly, we had about 400,000 litres of wheat. 6 trailers. Obviously this is the largest one, but I've only got the one wagon. And my little girl is here again. She may decide to get vocal and scream at the mic. We shall see. Currently she's been very quiet. No, I mean she's planning something. Not bad for a 1-year-old. Now at this point I wasn't sure if it was me that pressed Q or if the tractor tipped on its own. I think it was me. Now the telehandlers behind will tip. Oh, you could just see in the distance. It gets worse. I guess I moved the mass out of the way when really I should have brought the fent from behind it and carried that on. Because I moved the mass here and the truck dives at the fent. And as you'll see in a moment, that doesn't end well when we try and split them. The telehandlers had no problem on the nice flat ground dragging the trailers up here, which was really handy, because by the end of the great demand we managed to empty the silos fast enough. The price never got to change, so we were at full price all the way through the tipping. We got maximum earning from it. It was fantastic. And you can see the truck wants to go, and he stalks the fence all the way around this corner. He will not get off. The other fence sneaks through, and coming back out of here, just to the left there was a collision bush. The truck finds it. So we nearly got away with it, but ends up being a lot better second time round. Sadly though, the telehandlers are not as fast as any of the tractors or the truck. But the tractors actually managed to outpace the Merc, which I was a bit surprised about. I thought the Mercedes would have had a bit more oomph about it. Apparently not, but it does have a bigger trailer. So not quite a fair competition, so to speak. Yeah, look at everybody lining up to tip. Ho, ho, ho. Bring in the bacon. Well, not this time. We don't actually sell any pigs this episode. But I have just acquired a couple of new mods. Tested them out. They seem to be okay. One is a cramp swap body trailer. I'm presuming that's how you say it. I'm not sure where they originate from. Maybe crampy or cramp. But yeah, it's MR'd already. Just chassis on a couple of wheels. Well, chassis on a couple of axles. 4 wheels per axle. Nice twin tyres. No steering axle though, so I may have to tweak that. But yeah, it comes with a variety of swap bodies. There's a tall tipper, a low tipper, similar sort of height to these ones here. The Gillibert 1800s, but it's a bit longer. The taller ones, obviously, like the more advanced ones, they hold up to about 40,000 litres as well. And then it's also got a fuel tank, a water tank and a milk tank. And I believe it's also got a livestock box car. But I haven't actually found that yet in the shop. I forgot all about it, to be honest, until I was going for the link to put it on the Google Documents. And I saw the pictures again, so I'll have to have another look for that one. But either way, I think it's going to be making an appearance for us, especially on here, because we have the powerful tractors now. I think I mentioned in the previous narrative that the JCB has been finished. Now, when these videos were first done, it wasn't ready, but it is now. It's took me a few days to get round to doing this. Just bad timing all around, really. Yeah, back at the farm, draining the wheat. I don't think, no, we've not got the PDA on the right. Want to see what's left in the silos. I think it takes 2 runs with everybody, and then the truck finishes it off on its own, if memory serves. But yeah, plenty of cash. Definitely worth doing. If the canola harvest comes off, which I'm hoping it will do, if we get a nice 12 hours on the Great Demand again, that will be fantastic. We'll be doing this again, rounding everybody up and giving them a trailer. And we will have enough money at the end of it. No, I'll stick to 3 tractors. Any more tractors is just a waste, really, because we always manage to find work for these 3, otherwise someone will be stood. And that is a waste, really, especially in the daily upkeep when we're trying to save as much money as possible. When I say the tractors are on loan, I've not actually edited the prices, so we have had to buy them. When I bought the 3 that I've got now, I managed to get those 3 just by selling the Dutes, or Deutz, as I've learnt the spelling is. Pronounced D-O-Y-T-Z. Rather than Dutes, it's Deutz. And something new every day. Being English, we normally say things as we see them. I'm not sure if that's true in every culture, because obviously everybody else would read different, well, the same letters but differently. So I'm not very lingual. English is my only language. I know a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of French and German, but nowhere enough to have a conversation with anybody. So yeah, Deutz tractors. But yeah, by selling those 3, we managed to buy both Fence and the Massey. So I know for a fact we should be able to sell one of the Fence and buy the JCB, maybe have a little bit left over as well. So next episode is either going to be, if we get enough money for Field 21, seeding it with corn ready for a huge silage mission. Yeah, the tree got in the way and hid the log stack. Nice dent in the front of the vert, there's no wonder it's not as quick. I haven't put the damage mod on yet. We have had the damage mod on the OEB competition recently. We tweaked it a little so it wasn't quite as vicious. It ended up being fun, there was a couple of write-offs. It also highlighted a little fault we had with the weight before we uploaded it. It was a collision box. All the standard in-game ones in the Giants editor, the first object in the scenograph is a collision box, and the weight's actually built into that. Well, it seems the damage mod for repairing items and objects attaches to the collision box. It looks for that. So obviously the OEB weight not having the collision box, it wouldn't repair. So if we wouldn't have actually put the damage mod onto the competition, we wouldn't have known that. But yeah, it's an easy fix. The weight does now repair itself. Well, does repair when you stick it in the garage with the damage mod. She is uploaded now as well. It is on FSUK and Mod Hoster. It does only work with MR vehicles though. The actual scripting for it is built into the MR engine. It's a direct link. I don't have a script for normal non-MR use, vanilla use maybe, is that the phrase? So it's nothing against people who wouldn't use normal, I just don't have a script, that's all. The only other way would be to release individual weights with individual blocks, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the weight being adjustable. So maybe one day when my scripting knowledge gets up to spec, I'll be able to release one for normal as well, but by that point I'm hoping we'll be on FS15. Because anyone who has opened up an LUA in Notepad for the first time, yeah, it looks a bit like hieroglyphics. It's just another language altogether. I mean, now I can sort of read it a little bit and understand slightly what's going on, but I'm a long way from writing my own scripts. Or even doing detailed modifications to anybody else's, just for my own use. Hopefully one day I'll get there. Like I say, probably FS15. I may be able to put something out. I think my niche is going to be working in Blender though, building my skills there. I've got a basic grasp of it. One of my friends online at the minute he's actually started a whip project up on FSUK. It's for a swather, Don Swather I believe, and he's keeps popping up on TeamSpeak and asking me questions about stuff that's far more advanced than what I've looked at. He started baking textures and making texture files that way, and this is all new to me. So yeah, he's gone past me now. So he'll be able to teach me a couple of things. So hopefully I'll get in the zone at some point and be able to sit down and take it all in. Yeah, as you can see, I've kind of screwed up the waypoint there, went a little too far. But everybody's back up here. I figured this was best while they're waiting at the waypoint. If the tip icon comes up, just get them to tip. Job done. And look at the money flying up now. Woohoo! I think this is the richest we've been. I think I worked it out. We need roughly about 200,000 to buy 21. And get the harvester. No, we're only above the wagon. No, the wagon wasn't first, was he? Oh no, I put him back first. Queued everybody up at home. So yeah, this is the second trip. I think we're around 30,000 maybe. I can't quite remember. Well, I'm actually playing this video in Movie Maker as well, so I've got something to sort of work with and talk alongside of. Using Sound Recorder again to record the file. Hopefully add it in and it'll all go smoothly. The first, well, by the time of recording this, part 1 is already up on YouTube. It came out alright, I was happy with it. It's definitely better than the original audio track, that is not working. I think I mentioned that I can see the waves of audio from the original track on the storyboard in Movie Maker. This one's even worse, it's picked up a lot less. Oh, she's found a toy. some kind of violin thing, I think. Bless her, she's happy. She's not long woke up. There's normally a lot more tears when she wakes up, so I'm having a good day. What I'd say is advice for anyone who's wanting to use cosplay. A tip here: it is worthwhile putting the waypoint in, because if you get caught up doing something else and end up back at the main yard with a full trailer, yeah, if you're running for a great demand as well, it's gonna suck basically. But I believe it is to do with the ramp being there. I'm not entirely sure how cosplay works for triggers. Not sure if it's the trigger start and end, or if it's the actual trigger box that it searches for. I mean, on obviously flat ground, they're both going to be in the same place, but on this ramp, it's missing. I think I mentioned before, or maybe it was actually in this video, where the audio's rubbish. So it's happened to me on another map. Similar sort of thing at the freight yard area this way, tipping into the wagons. The cosplay just bypassed it, went straight through. So I remember that one was prepared for this. Obviously this course now can run straight from my yard up to the freight yard with anything. Eventually we'll go slowing up the port. You can just see the top of the screen now. Another ramp to tip on, so cosplay may fail at that as well. But it's only a minor problem. Obviously we put the waypoints in there, or waiting points rather. Slow everybody down a bit. It's easy enough to jump over and just set them going. Look at that, we are rich. So much better than a few episodes ago when we was in the red with a huge loan that was just not going to get paid back. I think we was losing 70,000 a day. That's obviously we've hit the great demand for this one, so we've come up good, but without the great demand, 2 times as well, so we can have the price. We're just going to break even every day. Obviously if we're breaking even, paying off the interest, we're never going to get to pay the loan back. So advice for the Bank of Hagenstead: do not push the loan too far. I said the only time you could really pay it back is when you own a lot more fields, and by that point you're probably making enough money to not need a huge loan. Right, I've just gone past 18 minutes. It's just under 22 minutes long, this video. So this is going to be the last load. I believe so anyway. I'm sure the wagon did the last load. See, everybody's coming back now, all the yellow circles on the PDA. It's great to watch them all running. It's just like a massive game on the server when everyone's running the same thing. Obviously the great demand comes up and we all jump on and take the stuff to sell. Yeah, it's time to start sending everybody back to where they belong now. I think I sent this guy over to the sheep. Can't quite read the screen from here. I'm only looking like a little thumbnail box in Movie Maker. I don't want to risk trying to go full screen with it in case it loses the audio, crashes or something. 19 minutes in now. Oh no, there's still some left. I must have to send another one up. Everybody queuing up. It'd be a shame to see one of the fence go, but it's nice to have a bit of variation. Lovely models too. I believe it's just an edit of the competition 936s. I can't remember who was the original author behind those either. But yeah, fantastic. I think there's a couple of specialisations that conflict with the MR engine though. So they do need editing if you get the competition ones. This one... Oh dear. Slugged him. I wonder. As the cosplay runs on traffic collision triggers, it seems to be either not detecting them or they're not there. Now I know on the lizard loading shovel that doesn't have the collision trigger, it pops up in the log. I'm not so worried about the loading shovel, he's mostly sat in the yard, but I'm sure these trailers and such like should have them. Oh, minor problem, I just have to remember to keep them separate. Again, it's a fault with my own cosplay running the routes. I should have kept them definitively to the sides. Well, we're coming close to the end of the episode now, so thanks for watching them both. I hope the movie maker experience hasn't been too bad for anybody listening. So, like I say, it's my first time with this. I've had to do a fair bit of converting and swapping around and that. But hopefully we'll take the noise gate off and business as usual from the next episode. So yeah, we're back for episode 13. We'll either be planting the big field or running the canola. Thanks for